All right, here we are, the second film room analysis. So we have the undefeated Saints going against the actually 2 or 3 lost Giants, but nonetheless they sit atop the division game. Obviously, the Giants thrived last year based off the run game, and the Saints kind of were do it all, which led to their Super Bowl championship. So this is a big matchup right here in the middle of the season. It's a good way for the Giants and the Saints to see where they stand in a game that is pretty low risk in terms of them losing their divisions, but it gives you a good stand on how you feel and deal with adversity. I guess would be the right word. I don't know. Anyways, here we go. We missed our first play because the stream wasn't up, but we'll go here. 2nd and 7. Cover 4, drop 2 out of the 3-4. Lorenzo Carter coming in, the old 88 speed. So 2 clear out routes and a quick out to Michael Thomas. One of the things that Danny likes to do is use, sorry about this here, is use Michael Thomas in the slot. Another guy that does this, their star receiver in the slot, is the Bengals, actually the brother of the Giants. So what's he got here? Coming up from pressing, he has over the top help in cover 4, drop 2. So he's going to bring everybody up, and he's actually going to use Carter, who's a good hybrid player, I guess, to have because of how fast he is. He ran a 4.4, but you see everybody's over the top. So we know he hits this drag, but what he also has with Alvin right here is this curl and this flat route that Carter has to cover. And that's the downside, is that when you run your base formation, your base 3-4, you see everybody's dropped. And if you look right here at this curl, he has to guard a lot of things. And because of this year, it's harder to cover that versus previous cycles. So another thing, too, is they're dropping so deep. So Danny doesn't take the bait early. He has the crossing route right across the middle. You're just waiting for him to clear the linebacker and not get shoved off the course too much. And then he makes the throw. As you can see over here on the left, he's already dipped back to play the curl. So that might have been a pick there. So early avoidance of the user, and that's good to get him into 3rd and short. So 3rd and 2, this is tough down against the Saints team. So he's going to choose to stay in the 3-4 here. Danny Trevathan, not exactly the fastest linebacker, but he's going to go pinch cover 2 and see how the Saints. I mean, here your intuition is to run the football. I know it's a 5-man, 6-man box, but you got 6 on 6, and then you're going to trust Alvin. He's actually going to throw. He has Alvin on the quick flat here. Wouldn't be surprised if he went there. He also has an in-cutting route and a one-on-one with the safety and the receiver. Deep. He's going to go deep to that 1v1, and it's going to be blocked. So this looks like the levels play that we've seen before, but I'm not going to come back. But sometimes when you get shown a press offense or a press defense, you want to – what's going on? That's that mixer quality. Your intuition tells you that you want to go deep, you want to go over the top with the weakest, and he tries the one-on-one, and that's what you want if you're playing against the Saints. You want a downfield pass on 3rd and short, and then you trust your secondary versus a nice easy dump off, and then Alvin gets the extra yard. So let's see, come out 1st and 10. He comes out in the pitch to the left. Looks like just kind of a basic 4-3 look here. I mean, really, it's how do you plan on attacking? He's going to ID to Mike. Kind of wasting our time with a bunch of fake hot routes. And then Davenport breaks the edge. So it looks like we may have missed a drive already. I don't know if there's a pick thrown or something, but if it was a quick 3 and out. But this isn't the first time that they've seen this offense. So anyways, 2nd and 14. So he comes out in this let me go back to the play art here. All right. You have 2 split safeties. You have 2. All this screams cover 2, possibly cover 2 man, but since this player in the slide isn't right over Gafford and this player isn't right over Ingram, this will tell you cover 2. he wants to go to the post. Might have a tough window down the sideline if available. Gafford should not be available on the out here if indeed it is cover 2. Now, motioning Barkley. This is why I like this now. Okay, I already like this. So what you're doing, you're creating levels concepts. So Tampa 2, often people will take this linebacker in cover 2 and they'll make him a deep blue to play this post here. Well, he's going to take this little Barkley slant and he's going to put it right underneath. So if he bites on the slant, it goes to the post. If he plays back, it's an easy read, assuming that it is cover 2. What can counter that? A spy by one of these interior linemen can jump back up and maybe get a hand on something here. And look at just that. As if to predict it, the spy drops and takes that. The post for now is covered. You do have the quick out that's being guarded by Danny. And that leads to a pump fake and a sack. So 3-man pressure that you get from forcing, this is a coverage sack for all intents and purposes. He's got Cam Jordan, so he can trust that to beat him around the edge. And because that underneath route was played, that linebacker doesn't have to commit. He can play the post, and then you're kind of, at that point, you don't have a plan B. Once again, he could go deep towards the sidelines, but if they were shaded backwards, then, who knows. 3rd and 20, how do you attack this? I'd put it in Saquon's hands. There's just a lot of DBs on the field, and he's going to – that should never happen. This should just never happen. I mean, he is only bringing 3, so to protect in, but that really shouldn't have happened. But nonetheless, this is a good read. I guess that's a really small window for a very low overall. Now, there's a very fast receiver, so credit to Goodwin. Sometimes on these crossing routes, you just get beat by pure speed. That's rough. 1st and 10, handoff to Saquon. Easy day. So nickel, interesting choice by Danny on 1st down. Let's see if he continues to do that. If we continue to run nickel on early downs against a team that obviously wants to run the football. All right, so we're out 2nd down. I don't know what he saw that would make him flip. Maybe just the fact that there's a worse linebacker on the right side. He hands it to Saquon, who breaks the tackle and gets down for I don't know if it's a first, but it's definitely 3rd and short now. So. Yeah, another nickel down for Danny. All right, so now I don't know if Danny picked this play before he saw empty, but the first thing that jumps out is DeMario Davis out here is on his fastest receiver, and then if this guy comes, Ingram should theoretically be open or the flat. This looks like a 3 shell, so they might just be DeMario just might be playing flat. It all depends here. He does have a draw dialed up, but it looks like he might be looking to change the route to stick, and he calls a timeout. I think that's smart. Come out if your immediate thing isn't available, then you might be in trouble. So instead of trying to run out of a non-run set and trying to pass against underneath coverage, interesting decision here. Do you want to use your timeout this early in a 0-0 game? In the first half, sure. In the second half, not so sure. All right. A little bit of a waiting game, a little bit of a hot route, and then Saquon gets the yards. And another nickel down for Danny to come out against this. I wonder if Danny's just kind of going through the motions at this point, kind of picking plays early. Or if maybe through Dev he has enough. I mean, he has enough to trust his O-line. All right, little motion out here by Shepard and a curl, and then 2 drag routes. So what do we have here? He's going to hit the drag to Ingram, and a little bit of a swerve gets him there. The old double drag meta, always effective when you're playing a team that doesn't want to give up over the top. It's got a lot of speed with Goodwin, Ingram there. All right. Yep, another just underneath throw. nothing much to break down here. They're real quick. Danny's playing a lot of over-the-top zone, filling it out. Now here goes press on the left. Let's see if he stays with his play call. He's going to fake that. All right. And then a touchdown. So I don't know how much this has to do with much, but this is what I do like. And we talked about it last week. He comes up and presses. So what does he do? He's in the run set, and he's going to fake hot route here on Goodwin. You see Goodwin, his hands moving. That might be alerting Danny. He might be thinking, oh, we have a pass play coming, or he's going to counter-react to this post. Instead, he just stays with the play that he has. Danny's over here, so he can't do much to play run defense. And then this nickel kind of gets shredded by, a run set. So first points on the board. Go to blue. Very similar to his brothers. It's just very, very safe passing game. I definitely can't say I was a big fan of that 3rd and 20 conversion dot by a left-handed, what is he, like low 70s overall quarterback. But with the speed mismatch, I guess he didn't need to pinpoint it perfectly. The guy was kind of beat. So we'll give him benefit of the doubt. But I've said it in chat. I'm definitely not a fan of how we have guys like Pest with Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers are out here throwing Tom, even Brady throwing crazy incomplete passes, and then you have these guys with these 30 overall quarterbacks. All right, let's see. First 10, your answer drive. Okay, so we're back into absolutely looking the box out of cover 4. Drop 3-4 odd, cover 4 drop, whatever. Let's see how Danny chooses. Once again, we saw before that one of the things you could do is just send some clear out routes, and then those linebackers are going to drop so deep in this formation that you should be able to throw underneath them. But we've already seen this a couple times here. Once again, we're in – what's the play again that he picked? Wouldn't be surprised if it's the same exact thing. So 1,000 hot routes. Yep, we're back in cover 4, second straight play, 2nd and 8. And he's going to use her. And you know what? I don't know if I said this out loud. I made a comment, or I was thinking, when I was thinking combo players like Lorenzo Carter, the guy I was thinking that would match that is Judon. He's always been a high zone player. Let's break down this interception here. So Judon and Carter are two very talented. You could use either of them, so drop them in coverage. They're solid speed, solid zone guys. But let's go and see what we're looking for on this pick. Just crowding the box with bodies. So we have 2 out routes. So we have an out that would have been open originally, and that's where you have to attack whenever they're using these outside linebackers. But he's got an out, another out, and then a corner route, and then this late developing dig from left to right, which is where he's going to go. If he throws it here, he's in good shape. But he kind of hesitates for a second, probably wanted to make sure this guy wasn't going to clear in. This hole's open, but he's going to end up throwing it. Yeah, so he threw it a little bit late and gave up those 2 outs. So interesting to see how we evolve to this. He gave up 2 out-cutting routes to cut back towards the middle. Makes sense with Danny rolling left. And it's going to be hard pre-snap to figure out which one he's using and what dictates what blue users between Carter and Judon in those 3-4 sets. So 1st and 10, come out. You already scored once with Saquon. A fake hot route's a good win to tell you. Let's see, actually, he is going to – what are you doing? What are you seeing? Goes to the gun. I guess he's trying to sell pass some more. And then finally snaps the ball and runs for a 1-yard loss. It seemed like a bunch of extra for a lot of nothing. I guess you're trying to get them to check out of their good defense. But that's about the 3rd time we've done that. All right, we have a draw lined up. once again, Danny's in nickel. He has been one of the proponents. We're flipping the play. I don't know what he's seeing. I don't know what dictates the reason to flip here. Bunch of fake hot routes. Finally snaps it. 3-yard run. All right. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to break down something that doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. I get the fake hot routing, but it seems like he's just kind of wasting time. 7-0 end of the first quarter. Just outside of the red zone, 3rd and 5. Against Danny, so Danny's back to a set that hurt him earlier. He was in 3 down linemen, and he got hit on the late crosser on 3rd and 20. Once again, Davis is on. Actually, this might be Lattimore here, and this is Davis, so it looks like Davey made an adjustment, maybe a speed adjustment here, or maybe just the fact that it's zone. I don't know. Anyways, looks like we have a QB draw lined up on 3rd and 5, but without a doubt, I feel like it's going to be changed by the time we finally get to the snap. Now, I do like the fake routes here because it is a fumble. Oh, wow, the bails. Okay. I do like the fake hot routes in that scenario because I need you to think it's a pass. Demario Davis smacks him, and then a big fumble recovery by the right guard. That's got to hurt the soul. All right. Another flip play. Obviously, he's flipping away from the strong side. Fake hot route, and then we're going to run option. And then Matt Phillips is going to score here. Another fumble. Oof, lads. So now Saquon picks this one up. So back-to-back fumbles for the Saints have put them on the 1-yard line. That's a heartbreaker. The play was good. You'd like to see him get into the end zone. Another motion. Once again, I don't know. We're going all the way down to 7 here. Clock's all the way down. Just run the ball. Second goal, it's going to be really hard to throw against Danny because he knows where the best places to go on his defense are, so he's just going to take that and force you to make a read. Now we're on the gun. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of being in the gun. Another 1,000 hot routes. I think I watched this one live. A motion Watt, an extra lead blocker. Doesn't do much for him. And this is where he's in trouble, is now both of his running threats are extremely tired. And now he's going to have to get creative or call a timeout. I'd call a timeout. It's more important for me to have Saquon healthy for this run than it is for him to be tired, not have to use Wayne Gallman or something. What is happening? It's 10 seconds. Just pick a play. So he finally finds this play that he's been searching for 20 minutes. And somehow gets it. All right. So we go RPO. That's one way, and that's one of the big things when you come out into the Madden 20 is the RPOs and finding creative ways to use them. The downside is you can't hot route a lot of them, and they don't give you a lot of time. So if it's expected, I will say that's probably the only time I've seen somebody use the read option, where you had the 3 options: to run the ball, to throw the ball, or to keep it and run it. Most people keep and throw the bubble. Most people will either hand it off. That's the only time I've seen somebody not do either, because most of the time it is one or the other. So they might back off, and you might have a running lane for the quarterback that we aren't looking out for. So Matt Phillips, despite 2 fumbles, puts the team up 14-0. Let's see how we attack this drive. 5:23 left. Looks like a run formation. All right, well, now we have Lorenzo Carter playing off-ball linebacker in a 5-2, so that's illegal. 5-2 personnel should have your edge rushers literally as the outside of the 5. He's using him as a user linebacker, so there goes that. I don't know what else to say. Big run by – I didn't even watch the play. I'm just literally watching this guy's hot routes. All right. So once again here, he goes all these big fat boys on the D-line, and Danny's coming out in a run set formation. You come out and run and you pass, run looks and pass. One of the biggest threats he has is this DJ Shark underneath route. He has 2 routes. He actually has the one out there, but if you throw to the one to the right now, he's going to turn up the field and make a play. If you throw to DJ, this guy becomes his lead blocker, and that's something to remember is see how Danny kind of uses him, breaks a man. Jared Cook comes in and lays the block down, and then this goes for 20 instead of going for 5 if Jared Cook doesn't break the tackle. So something to remember. A couple guys do this. Davey uses this with a play out of shotgun with a drag from left to right and a wheel by the running back. All right, so we're back in this cover 4 drop. He's got the go route down the right sideline. DJ Shark. All right, so we're back in the same defense before. It's the same 5 hot routes for the defense, but he's in under the top. But sometimes when you press, you simply get beat. And Danny does a good job at seeing that he's got the man beat, the users on the other side of the field, and then it's just a matter of throwing it. I thought he may have thrown this a little late, but nonetheless, Shark with the high jump, high speed, high height, 6'3". So that puts him on the 2. This is a good bounce back drive in the Saints. So Alvin Kamara seals the deal. And that puts us at 14-7. So what do we learn? Danny's adjusting well to the 3-4 odd cover 4 drop 2. And somebody has to work on their hot routes. All right. 1st and 10. Does Danny have a response to the run game of the Giants? They've been relatively – and this is good. So you come out. I don't know if he's going to stay with this because he's hot routing every play to death or fake hot routing. But you come out with a play action look and you try to get one over the top there against a defense that struggled. And this is the staple. This should be a passing game staple. I mean, look at this. Look at Goodwin. Oh, he wants it across the field. The pressure's just too much, and that's the downside. That's the downside of the play action. If you don't have the strongest O-line, you get blitzed. There goes that. 2nd and 15. I like the draw. The thought process is I probably am not going to get 15 yards against Danny on 2nd down, but I can get 8 yards against Danny on 3rd down. So let me go draw. It gets tackled here. Just unfortunate run blocking. Not really his fault here. But if you can get 7 yards on a draw that he may not be expecting, I mean, the right guard kind of ignores the spy there. So interesting look there. Something to keep in mind. Conspiracy alert. Do D-line spies break run blocking? That's something to look into. Nonetheless, he wasn't dime. So kind of weird he stopped the run and dime. Nonetheless, 3rd and 14. Crossing route was the antidote of the last 3rd and long in this scenario. Let's see what Blue looks for. He decides to go empty, and he gets countered with a 3-man rush, possibly a blitzing nickel. Something about him being so inside here and how outside this linebacker is may tell me that he's coming. though, since everybody else is in press. Who knows? This could be the cover 2 corner blitz. We'll be interested to see what happens here. So he's going to motion Barkley in. I think it might have been man. Yep, it was man coverage. Ooh, Barkley. Oh, man. Let's break that play down. How did he scheme a guy like Barkley open? So what he did. Oh, no, my shit's freezing. All right. So he's in man. And what he did is he brought Barkley inside. Now, remember, this is Goodwin's running this little fading out on the high-low to try and – the idea is to drag the safety, this safety, I don't know if you can see the left safety, all the way out wide to open up a backside post. But what he's going to do is he's going to – I need to see if he changes the post. So you see the backside post here would open up if both safeties. So you have the out and this fading out. But now what he's going to do is this fading out's going to bring the safety, and he's going to try to go skinny to Saquon Barkley on the motion. And because it's in man, he's going to beat that linebacker. It looks like Danny might have made a change to cover 2, and he just missed it. He pump faked it, and he just missed it. Unlucky. Yeah, it looks like Danny changed the cover 2 at the last second. It was probably like, ooh, I don't want to be in this. And that is what you're looking for when you're doing motioning. The downside is we've done this every play, Blue. Anyways, Murray with the ball on the punt return. And an opportunity to equalize before half with a good 4-minute drive offense by the Saints. I do like that look to split the safeties. Very vulnerable, those middle of the field players. All right, we're in 4-3 normal, and look who is playing off-ball linebacker again. Lorenzo Carter. So somebody is on the suspension list. All right. Ooh, big run there by Alvin Kamara. Like that. Alexander's going to be hurt. So somebody paused and they're making an adjustment. I wonder what that adjustment is going to be. Oh, it's to change the linebacker. All right. Not much to say here. Sorry to have straight up exposed the man, but there is a distinct advantage to playing your off-ball linebackers there, man. Do we award him the title belt? Everybody watching, do we award the man the title belt? What are we in here? Something tells me cover 3-4 odd, cover 4, drop 2. So the only play out of this formation. All right, let's just let this play right out. He hit the drag earlier, late crosser. He's got all day. Michael Thomas with incomplete pass. He had the drag. It's just tough. He's doing a good job though against the 3-4 form. This play. He's being very, very patient. All right, now we switch to a 5-man rush on a cover 3, so a 3 blitz. Play action pass. PA crosser's not the way to go here. Judon gets through on the sack. 3rd and 18. How does Danny attack 3rd and 18? Down 7. My intuition tells me run or drag. He's so good after the tackle. It's obvious that we're playing way over the top here for in this cover 4 look for the Giants. He is going to protect Kamara, throw a pick. So that's not what you do. And then now Davis is off to the races, and he's going to be all the way back. So a pick 6 here puts the Saints in trouble. So what did he have? It looked like a corner. So it looks like he was throwing the corner to Knox or maybe the late developing route. It's just, yeah, this was just a bad read. You've got to just have a check down available, something short. He tries to throw the corner to the reliable Michael Thomas, and Davis comes in and makes a big play. So 21-7, not the damage control you would like to see. Yeah, I think that play, that drive start and ends with the decision to run PA crossers. I think that Danny's game thrives off of the ability to make reads, be patient, knowing the check down is. PA crossers doesn't really offer much in terms of check down. You're really expecting for an overcommittance to the run game and end up in man coverage situations. So when you don't see an obvious run defense on the field, I think the idea is you need to check out of that play. What do I know, though? I've lost 3 of my last 4. All right, 21-7, I formation. Lorenzo Carter still playing off-ball linebacker for no reason. Alvin Kamara, second big run up the middle here. Will be interesting to see if he stays with this throughout the course of the game. That's the downside of a guy like Danny, who people looked at him last year as the Giants, and now he has this reputation of being a running player. No, Danny has always been a shred you in the air kind of guy, a patient. He'll run, and he can run when he needs to kind of guy, but that's not Danny's game. Danny's game has always been patient passing, as Drew Brees shows his legs a little bit here before the 2-minute warning. So cutting with a team like this, sometimes I feel like he might deter himself from just pounding it up the middle. Alvin's such a good pass catcher. Everybody on this team is such good. I mean, look at this. You just should be able to just run the football with ease. Blue's going to call timeout here. Why? Why did we call timeout? I'll tell you, because it's smart. So he came out in dollar in the 2nd and 2. And there's plenty of time here. And he saw very quick. So what he's doing, he's running one of those weird cover 2 blitzes. You could tell just based off of the rotation. So now all these plays, he's shifted out of it. He's always switched to cover 2 man or something. So anyways, the situation here is he knows a run's probably inbound to keep this drive going, and it could be a big run. He goes to check into cover 1, and you see now he realizes his corners are swapping across the field. So now there's nobody on Smith. There's only a man in press and cover 1 on Michael Thomas. There's nobody on DJ. So call the timeout. Say, I'm out of here. No. Let's go get the right play. And you see here he's going to switch to a run defense formation, 3-4 odd, or maybe never mind. He's going back to dollar. I think he was just waiting to see the personnel. But to get out of a bad blitz, and that's good. That's smart play. So we're in cover 4. Using the outside player, he's going to hit a late developing curl. DJ Shark, that's Danny for you. That's the Danny I'm looking for. Is you cannot sit there, very similar to last year's Saints team, Warren. You cannot sit there and give these dudes all the time. So now we're going back. Remember I talked about those weird blitzes out of these dollar where everybody has a weird shift. Here we're going to see heavy pressure off the left side. And he's going to go to Alvin. Perfect. You see the blitz, you throw the direction the blitz came from. He goes straight to Alvin, the middle of the field. Would like to see him maybe on an out and get him one-on-one against the corner. But nonetheless, Danny's in a groove, so don't let that pick fool you. And now Drew's in the zone, so none of your blitzes are going to do jack. Well, unless they jump up. Danny's going for the curl route there. He understands that just getting this drive, moving and keeping it going is doing enough, and you'll get them into a bad look later. So what he has here, he's not falling for this press cheese thinking that over the top is going to be there. So he's just going to go right here to the curl, and the blitzing DeAndre Baker is going to get up and make a play. You'd like to see the right tackle put him on his ass, but a good read, but sometimes this happens. An example of a game that was won because of that was last year's game versus the Chiefs. I won because Watt and Clowney swatted about 5 wide open passes that Mahomes made. So those plays will save you. We're back in cover 4 here, kind of been the staple of this offense. Or this defense, sorry. He's got the check down to Alvin, which he'll use. 3rd and 2. Cover 4. What's cover 4 good for? Red zone. That's more of an in real life thing, but just the red zone, run. Your safeties have run fit responsibilities in cover 4 that they wouldn't have in cover 2 or cover 3. Look at this, Danny. Danny's just clinical here. This is the Danny that you're looking for. If you want to just use her, these outside linebackers all the time, that's great. I'm just going to come in and just dink and dunk and dink and dunk. So now underneath, oof. So he would have had that good counter here. So give credit where it's due. So he's been using these outside linebackers all game. I don't know why he didn't just go quick out to Shark here or Traquan, but this whole time he's been using in these 3-4 either Lorenzo or Judon. This time he's going to switch to Peppers. So whereas a check down to Alvin, like right here, would be the move. He's got Peppers coming. So both of these outs get covered, or these curls get covered by Judon and Lorenzo. And he comes streaking in. He probably would have picked that off. Then Danny's got to come here to this dig that's developing, or maybe even the corner. But once again, there's just so much user ability with a guy like Jabril. That's why everybody's using linebacker or safeties this cycle. So what happens? He eats a sack. I don't know what he would have gone to. The corner routes were possibly there on each side, but nonetheless, you're in a position to make it a 11-point game and possibly a 7-point game. So there's no reason to kill yourself here. No timeouts, though. 26 seconds. So if you get the first, you're in good shape. If you don't get the first, well, almost a pick. He goes 4 verts here. Goes to Dawson. Once again, with no timeouts, if he got that, he'd be in good shape. Get down, spike it, whatever, kick a field goal. But in this scenario, he's got to go Alvin right here, because then he's got all this room to work with on the right, and then he can get out of bounds probably fairly easy. He ends up throwing this high ball here, or bullet pass to Dawson. It almost gets picked off by 2 guys. Little bail out there for Danny. It happens. 4th and 10, we'll see a field goal. All right. I doubt we see a score here. Let's jinx it. So let's recap while we're waiting here. So what can the Giants do better? Well, when you're up 21-10 in one half on Danny, offensively, I'd say don't change much. Defensive side of the ball, obviously, we already know that he's playing people out of position. So can't really say like, oh, you're doing anything good. I don't know if it's a result of having an extra run defender with a bunch of speed in there. I don't know what it is. Another same motion he did on the goal line. And Saquon won't go anywhere. For the Saints, what they can do better on the offensive side of the ball? Don't be afraid to stick to the run. Alvin's doing a good job up the middle against guys like Harrison. He's obviously using a lot of his speed in his 3-4 formation, so you're going to have to continue to be patient and don't let this game get away from you. The fortunate side is we're getting the football first, so I would like to see continue to not test the user and just be patient. I think you can trust your defense. Yeah, you're getting beat up by the run. Sooner or later, he's got to make a play, and you're going to make that play against him. All right. How do you not know this rule? All right. Quick out to DJ Shark. Not going to sing it. I like that. Come out. We talked about it before. Come out in the run formations and pass. That's something that they can do. That's a big completion to start out. Shark all the way up over 100 so far. after this, and then the deep ball pass and a couple of drags. We're back in 3-4, cover 4, drop 2. Our staple. Figuring out who he's using. He's going to spy here, one of them. Interesting scenario. Play action pass. He's going to go drag to Smith. Patience. It's just all about patience, all right? We got 2 picks down because we weren't patient, and we got ourselves in bad scenarios. 2nd and 10. We're back in 3-4. This is still 3-4. Yep, cover 3-4 odd. Drop 2 or drop whatever the fuck. It's the same play. All right, a check down to Kamara. Nice and simple. 3rd down. What do we have here? 3rd and 4 is a tough defense to call against the Saints once again, because you bring in too many linebackers, and I would just send Kamara on a route. He's going to go 4 wide receivers. He's going to counter with 3-4. He's going to bank on those outside linebackers' ability to play the pass. Oof. Let's see what that was. So we have a crossing route by and once again, we got to be careful because I don't know the route, because I know that Michael Thomas has route apprentice, and this might be an example of that. So an angle route by Alvin and a post here by Traquan. I see. I don't know why this is inaccurate. This looks like it was to MT. This should have been safely put in right between the zones. If he threw the post, then this is a bad read. But the fact that he threw this ball right here, and if he threw this to MT, this should have been right there. Maybe he could have thrown it earlier. Maybe that's like the nature of the lead, and it says bullet pass inaccurate. Maybe that's the lead feature that Drew has that's kind of screwing him up there. But that was a good read, a good play design. And the downside of running 3-4 odd when you're in a passing scenario, because those linebackers just do not drop deep enough. The whole cycle of this game, like the trajectories are fixed, but these linebackers they'll just stop dropping, and I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do in any scenario. Anyways, big drive there, big break there by the Giants. Let's get the football back. 1st and 10. We're going to motion Watt down and run this play action. We got a corner and a post. See where he goes after. Gets good protection. That's what you want to see from a quarterback that's ranked as low as he is. Another thing to consider is his quarterback's left-handed. He switched him to be. So that rollout gets to go away from Cam Jordan. So that's a big benefit to his game that he doesn't have to worry about, that everybody else may have to worry about, is they can't roll left. You have to kind of roll into Jordan if you want to be on your quarterback strong arm. We're going to run to Saquon. And that'll put you in a 3rd and short scenario, 3rd and 4. Danny having success stopping the run out of nickel. All right, now we're in a looks like a dollar situation. We got a lot of DBs on the field. Now a corner. Okay. So he hits the angle. Interesting play. He schemes a guy there. So this is what he should have hit, because this wasn't the right read at all. Let me back this up just a little bit. So what he has is Rhett Ellison goes on the short out, and that's going to keep the corner in this responsibilities down. And he has Shepard on the other corner, and then Goodwin works. So he's using Williams, and I know this is dangerous to do against a guy like Danny, but Danny's doing what he did earlier, which was he's running a spy. So it should theoretically, if you could see here, there's a head here and a spy to stop this angle throw, as well as the safety that dropped down. So you have him on Williams, and he has to play 2 routes. And you see here, he's in no man's land. He can play Y, he can't play B. So the read would be up to Shepard on the left side there. Instead, he gets this ball into Saquon, and Gardner Johnson just doesn't make a play on the football. And then we get 10 yards after the catch. So I do like the hot routes, but he didn't use what he set up. He just went towards Barkley. So interesting to see if he goes back to that or if that's just one of those plays he likes. A little pump fake action. He's going to throw the late developing cross to Rico Gafford. I do like the implementation of pump fake. Not a lot of guys use it. All right, so now we're in press. He wants to get into a slant. See if he hot routes a go or if he's just going to try and rely on speed on these slants. Rely on speed. B's open. Interesting that he quit the route. Not really his fault. But what I do like is these on the run throws are garbage. They've been absolutely horrible the moment they come out of his hands. So something to consider when you're playing the Giants now is forcing him on the run or almost allowing him to break and contain to an extent. I don't know how fast he really is. So 3rd and 9. So this is a play that I use. It was originally a quick out, quick curl, and then the post to follow it. I'll hot route an out in or a dig or a short out and pump fake that, and that should open up the post later. What he's going to do is he's going to hot route a go for Ingram, and he's going to motion him. I guess I don't know if he wants to stay with it. Decides to keep him in. I don't know. So anyways, now this post, because there's nothing to keep the safety, this might be there available if you were to throw it. But what you now have, you do have a levels concept. You have this late developing dig, and you have this post. So if he has the patience, which he does have the time because this is just a spy here, he can't hit X here. But he's going to go after the post that he tried to set up. If you don't keep that linebacker at bay, whether it be an out or a curl or a route right at it, then they can play the post, and that forces you to throw it over the top of the post. That'll force you. See, like there's nothing. So X would be the read here. Right here, that ball's going to go to the hash. That's going to be open unless you see Apple flying in. Apple is flying in, but once again, I think that's an open throw. He tries to go to the post. If you watch Phillips, he gets a weird animation. Actually, no, it's a normal throw. But he gets an inaccurate throw because he's trying to lead it up the field. The safeties have already broken on the football, and Williams recovers to make the pick. So you got to be careful now. In previous cycles, that post is wide open. You could just throw it with ease as long as the linebacker wasn't there. But now those safeties will react if you lead it up the field. So, and especially late. If you throw it late, they'll react. Throw it early. That's when you're in good hands. So back to cover 4. We're going to go Alvin up the middle like we talked about before. The interior alignment of this Saints team have done a good job. Larry Warford, I'm sure Danny's happy now to see all – I don't even know if he's still on the team, but see all Larry doing a bang-up job. Ooh, Alvin shakes 2. Continuing to run the football up the middle. That's what we like to see. And you're going to force him to play those run formations. And once he gets in those run formations, that's when you hit him over the top. I know that crossing route didn't work earlier, but here we go. Continue to run the ball. So it failed here. Do you stick to it on 3rd and 2nd, or are we quick to abandon it now that it got stopped? You forced him to play his 3-4 defense against a spread. You have spread 3 receivers set here, and he's got to play 3-4. He's in cover 3 here. And Dawson. Oh, he schemes over the touchdown. All right, so what are we in? We're in 3 flat. All that running is what set this play up. All that running is what you get in third down or 3rd and 2, and you're like, well, I have to respect this run. So he's playing the flats. What does the flats do? He sends 2 verticals. Why does he hot routes DJ here? You'll catch it. You see, he hot routes DJ. So he's hot routing him on a go or a fade. Fade would be the outside release. So why? Well, if you have him run a curl, a dig, a slant, then this safety or this corner can come over and cheat the vertical route by Knox. But because he's not, he has to stay outside and play shark. Now the person with that responsibility to play deep, that deep quarter of the field, is this safety that's going to rotate all the way to the top of the field. So since this safety can't get there in time and this guy releases, you see, this corner right here is responsible from sideline to about the A. This safety is responsible from the A to the T. And then this corner is responsible from about the T to the sideline. Since he's got 2 routes, he has to choose one of them, and this safety is nowhere to be found, and then it's just a matter of making sure they clear. Danny is throwing the ball a little late here. This isn't the first time he's thrown a late ball. It's okay, but he's just got to trust this because he schemes this guy wide open. And you see there, the safety does peel, or the corner does peel off to go get that route. He is going to peel off, but he's just not going to get there because he had to stay outside. Danny led it a little bit inside. Very accurate. I wonder if he was scared to lead because of the pass lead feature that we talked about. 2-point conversion attempt here. Yeah, all right. So I have an issue, not with that play or anything. The goal line defense, the coverage is so bad. They just let people walk right past them to the back of the end zone. I don't have any words. It's almost like impossible to run zone on the goal line. It's just they get right past you, and it's a problem. So anyways, we have a 3-point game. Masterclass drive by Danny there to just run, just constant running. This is a very fast receiving group here by the Giants here. I don't know what he's making an adjustment for. Maybe it's slot receiver. I don't know. Anyways, running up the middle, forcing you into your base 3-4 defense on 3rd and short, and then spreading you out. And we saw Blue take a timeout earlier because he felt like he was in a bad defensive play. I think he may have been overdue one. But with the lead, I guess he chose to take the risk. He got burnt. It happened. He might be trying to go for the post here as it cuts. He does, and that gets swatted. Man coverage, Marshawn, you could trust him. So back-to-back post routes by the Giants, a pick and an incomplete pass. All right, so now we have a delay route by Ingram, a delayed crossing route. See if he goes after it. Not going to be there. He's going to go with the first one, the Shepherd. Now to put us in 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7, rather. All right, Danny is back in this dollar set. We have a 2-back set, one with the tight end there. My thoughts here with this route, depending on how he changes it, he wants this post again. But now what he does have is he has a route right underneath it in case the post gets taken. And remember, this is only a 7-yard required route. The out is out of question unless this is cover 4, which you would have to watch for Lattimore to crash out on the purple. And that's the benefit here to having your best corner inside is you're going to have the high play rec to do that. So let's see here. We have a blitz. He's probably going Y here. So Saquon, and he is. We said it earlier. Throw where the blitz is coming from. Didn't even sniff out this blitz. I thought Danny was going to play zone. Interesting play by him. Where's he using? He's going to use her ladder more. It was not something you would expect, so I like that. A blitz and something you wouldn't expect him to be using ladder more. But Blue does a good job at recognizing and throwing a quick check down route to his best man. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you throw to Saquon Barkley? All right, 1st and 10. Back to the read option game that worked before. Keep it in your back pocket. It hasn't run it too much, and bam. That's working for him so well. Slides this time to avoid the fumble. I like that. I like coming back to the read option, and it's because it's his normal quarterback instead of like a gimmick guy like I used DeVries last year or, other people. I used Webb. And I don't know if anybody's using any gimmick players anymore, gimmick quarterbacks, Taysom Hill types, but here we go. Uh-oh. Just gets blasted. Nothing he can do. Danny ran this play on the goal line earlier. This looks like it's a 4-6 cover 2 press look. It's a good hidden defense. Cover 2 is obvious in 4-6 defense. So confusing. What he's doing is, which between the blitz earlier on 3rd down, he's just trying to throw some new things at him. So we're back to this play earlier we ran. We had the post. He ran blitz and hit the angle last time. It looks like a combo coverage. What tells me that it's combo coverage is press on one side, off on the other side. So this may be cover 9, so you would have this available. We know the safeties are splitting. Though it could be cover 3 cloud where safety rotates over top, middle rotation back, and then he has flat responsibility. So it could be one of those. Either way, if you see that rotation of this safety to the middle of the field, I'm going to the backside out or to the angle. I'm not throwing the post. The comeback doesn't mean anything to me. Let's see what he hot routes. He's going to make a motion in for Austin and send him on a clear out. What could work here if this is cover 3, that cover 3 cloud of some sort? Maybe Austin can sneak through, or maybe we'll take this player out so when the post crosses the face of the safety, it'll be open underneath. But that's late developing for an in-the-zone Cameron Jordan. So what it looks like here, it looks like it is cover 3 cloud. Or sorry, cover 9. Oh, we already know how this play's about to go. Looks like it's a version of cover 9 or cover 6, like we said before, because of combo coverage. He's in press, he's in out. You see, when you have a route that's so late developing against an in-the-zone pass rusher, you're in trouble. Already in his face, that forces the inaccurate pass. He actually, how inaccurate is this? He threw this to Tavon. Look at this ball thrown to Tavon Austin. He let it inside to try and get inside of the cover or the quarter zone safety. And this ball is not picked. That's bananas. Gets away with one there. Interesting that it was cover 2. I was really sold on that being a combo coverage. Maybe I missed something. Maybe Danny came in really quickly. Did Danny, as soon as this – what did Danny do? Did he shade off as soon as they come in? Did he make a shade off adjustment? No, they came out like this. Interesting. Maybe it was just the way the setup was that gave away, and then they go into a more natural cover 2. That should have been a pick. Nonetheless, 3rd and 14. Interesting. I had really banked on that being a combo coverage. Nonetheless, what he did was, like we said before, he's throwing things at him that don't look like what they're supposed to look like. He threw the blitz at him out of dollar. He ran the cover 2 press out of 46, and then he runs that cover 2, which even I couldn't discern, with plenty of time to pause. So Danny's playing a lot of non-obvious things to try and force bad throws. And when you have an in-the-zone guy here, you can afford to do that. So he's going to check out of whatever man coverage he was in, and he's going to play zone here. And that's going to be almost a sack. and a sack to finish it. So he just clears the edge. Nothing you could do. He didn't double team the edge rusher. And he has to abandon what could have been an open RB, an open Y. And that'll be a sack and a punt back to the Saints. 3-point game. All right, so Drew's still in the zone. 3-4, cover 4, drop 2 out of 3-4 odd again. So what do we do? Well, running at the middle's worked. What else has worked? Nope, go right up the middle. I like that. Danny knows. Danny knows. Bam, run up the middle again. Even if it doesn't work. Even if it doesn't work. Continue to do it. All right, so that was an unfortunate, but look. What happens when you just run up the middle out of these formations? You get him in his 3-4, you get him on the line of scrimmage. This is the 5-2, actually. Notice Lorenzo Carter off-ball linebacker. But what do? You run the play action, and you hit Chark now. Unfortunate the way it worked out, but think about it. If it worked out like it should have, he's got Dawson as a lead blocker. He's got the other wide receiver as a lead blocker, and he just has to beat 1 to 2 guys. The downside is he stops. I don't know why he stopped, but if he would have gone around the sideline, he probably would have burnt these guys. Good design there and patience. Something I need to take away from this game is just watch how much Danny's okay with running a curl and a drag and getting things after the catch. If you got speed, I know it's hard in your mind. As we watched Jordan last week, if you watched any of my games this last couple of weeks, it's tough to not want to throw deep super early in a game, or just when it's available. Ooh, Alvin's there. Oh, man. Oh, he found him. Oh, he found him against the cover 2. Oh, he found him. So he has the flat. He could have thrown the flat. He had the spot. He could have thrown the drag. But he goes after Michael Thomas. This is, I really don't know. I don't know. This has to be something with the lead feature. Here's nothing that Danny's doing wrong on this throw, and he just gets absolutely hoed. That's a wide open throw. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. So just if you have so much speed, it's tough to see these formations and be like, I should be able to burn them. I should be able to get a post over the top. Just throw a drag, throw a curl, throw a dig. Let the ability after the catch do the rest. That's probably a touchdown taken off the board for the Saints. Weird throws alone. That's unfortunate to have an in-the-zone Drew Brees miss that throw. All right. I feel like we haven't seen Saquon with the ball in a while. I feel like there's been a lot of passing. I feel like the Saints have had the football a lot. Come on. You got the lead still. Let's get something established. Good run defense. 4-6. There's that cover 2 press again. Here's the draw. Last time we saw the spy mess with it. Let's see if the spy messes with it again. I love the consistency. This is something that translates to in real life quarterback. If it's a pass play, hot route. If it's a run play, hot route. No spy there, so we don't get to see if Danny breaks the game like a cheese ball. But stopping the run out of nickel. Back to the draw, same side or different side. Can't have a spy here, obviously, because of the 3-man protection, but I don't hate this either. I wouldn't necessarily call it on this down. Oh, did he get the first down because he got tackled forward? No, he didn't. Okay. So running the same play twice in a row. I like that. I am a fan. I've done it with screens. I throw a screen, it didn't work out, got knocked down. You go right back to it because nobody, especially if it's like a unique play, like a draw or something that people like that are one of those one-off plays, because nobody's expecting to go right back to it. Obviously, a very common route that's easy to figure out, a very common formation, that's one thing. But to go back to a screen, that'll throw people off, or to go back to a draw. Here we are in cover 3, drop 2. We don't get to see the play. It looks like it was a run for a loss, but more cover 4, drop 2 at a 3-4 odd. Kind of boring at this point, but here we are in cover 4 out of, looks like, dollar. Ooh, I like this play, and I like that setup by Kamara. So on the block. So Danny's done a good job this second half of kind of dissecting the cover 4 looks that he's getting and being patient. Sometimes we get really frustrated. I mean, Danny's been down the entire game, and he's not frustrated. So now we're back to that cover 3 flat look. He has that late dig, finds it, good job. So you run the football well, you force him to play underneath on third down. This is the second time he's gotten to carve him up on cover 3 flat. Good job there. But Danny's been down majority of this game, and whether or not he's a rager or not, Danny isn't a mic'd player for the most part when he's playing games in top. He's doing a very good job at keeping his composure and not giving into it. We're going to go up the middle again with Alvin. Big run. He has the drag. He's going to throw it late. Normally against the rules to throw drag super, super late, but it'll be all right. 3rd and 4. We're in cover 3, 4, cover 4, cover 3, 4, cover 4 drop. I don't know. He's run it 20 times, and I still never get it right. Looks like he wants the fade route to Thomas or a post. It's kind of there. Goes for the corner instead. Let's break down this key 3rd down play that's going to make this a tie ball game instead of a lead for the Saints. Dang, I'm losing my voice. So really should have got some water here. So we're in the bunch. So he has a crossing route. He's probably scared to throw that at the out route. He's got a delayed crossing route by Knox, which he could have hit right here. I think his anticipation was that the guy was going to drop down on that route and that he was going to have to throw the corner. It's just one of those, it's a tough read because of the bunch formations. It's tough to play defense against, and it's also tough to make the reads quick. He kind of maybe got a little bit too committed to the corner pre-snap, and that'll be 4th down for the Saints. What I do like is a hot route to Michael Thomas. What does that do, even if you don't throw it? Well, that's the best player. You have him in press man over there, so that might make you want to do one of 2 things. Either back the coverage off, which kind of gives up underneath routes, or 2, it forces the user to go play double team Michael Thomas because you're too scared of the 6'4". I don't know how tall Michael Thomas is, maybe 6'3", a big target with X factor abilities against your, corner. So if you go over there to try and double team, now you can't use her that bunch set, and it's a lot easier to figure out a throw. So we have a tie ball game. The first time it's been tied since the first drive. So what do you do? They've been outscored 11-0 in this half. Run the football. How Danny has been able to stop the run in nickel is beyond me. I wish I wish I knew. I wish I could see if he's actually making adjustments. Doesn't even look like he pinches a line. I think it's that big dick energy, man. I guess I don't know what it is, Danny. He just can stop the run out of nickel, but versus Saquon Barkley, something nobody else has been able to do. Double juke in for 6 yards. Cover 2 drop out of nickel. Let's see how the running reacted against the spy. So it's this guy. No, he played it. Didn't break it. Maybe it's just the draws. Or shotgun running. I don't know. Sorry about that. Coughing right into the mic. 3rd and inches. We all know who needs to get the football right now. I mean, even in a tie ball game, there's only one man who needs the football in his hand, and that's Saquon Barkley. Would like to see him go towards the read option that he did earlier. Instead, we're going to go toss against what looks like the 4-6 cover 2 set that he had before. And the pump fake or the hard count is going to draw them off sides, and now this is a lot harder. I have seen it work exactly one time this cycle where the hard count actually gets the defense off sides. All right, here's that big bunch formation. The Bengals run it and the Steelers run it. The brothers, Steel Bros, all the bros. They're going to pass on this 3rd down. Quick out to Shep. Some clear outs, a wheel to Saquon. Does he feel like he's going to have the time to hit that? They're crossing route to Evan Ingram. Let's dissect this one. So we have some underneath routes, and we have a wheel to Barkley, and the quick out to Shepard. So if he's protecting sticks here, which could be what he's doing, that could bring this player down. And we'll have to see if it's man or zone here in a second. Looks like cover 3. So really, he just, because he has to play all of this junk going on between these 3 routes, and he has a 5-yard, 5 yards to the first down, that's where the priority is. And as a result, he's not able to drop in time to go and get Ingram on this crossing route. And yeah, pretty much he has to stay down, and then you're throwing a crossing route in between 3 deep players that aren't going to be in position. The unfortunate side there is Danny switches to play this middle safety. It gives him the outside corner instead, so he just runs out. But that's the dangers of running cover 3 matches. Somebody gets left wide open as they match up on these crossing routes underneath. He ran 3 match earlier, but he ran it against the run, so we didn't get to see it, kind of hurt him. I don't know if match was supposed to be Madden's way of addressing the 4 verts. I wouldn't say OP-ness, but meta. But it looks like now it just kind of leads to wide open post routes. So 2-minute warning. I mean, that's a big play. You're a run, and if you can get a first down, you can go out and kick a game-winning field goal. Not going to waste your time. That's exactly what happens. Just going to see a game-winning. Actually, I think it's a touchdown. Let's see here. It's probably just a run. Saquon in the zone on the goal line. What can you do, lad? So that'll do it. The Giants are going to come out and they're going to win the title belt. What do we learn? We learned that that patience is the way to stay in the game against these cover 4 defenses. Running the football, healthy doses of just using your talent. I think the read option play by Blue was great. I think that some of the route combinations were great. And for the most part, he kept the quarterback clean. There was a couple sacks, but it was fine. So what do the Saints have to learn? I think the Saints just have to if they just don't throw that interception earlier, they'd be in a lot better shape. And definitely would have been the victors in this game, that early interception. So that seems to be the issue. It's just a turnover battle. You win a turnover battle, you can win the game. Yeah, good game nonetheless. The Giants will have the title belt, but we already saw the defensive stuff, so wonder if the Giants are going to be around long enough to hold that belt. We'll see, but nonetheless, good game, gentlemen. Always good to sit down and discuss top Madden football. My shit's frozen, but